Well, the Kiwi star Pinseeker certainly made a statement as far as the upcoming Inter-Dominion is concerned at Albion Park with a brilliant win in the opening event at Clubman Angle tonight. I caught up with his very delighted trainer-driver, Jonny Cox. Well, Jonny, congratulations on an outstanding performance. 1 from 1 now at Clubman Angle following that brilliant win by Pinseeker.
Yeah, no, very exciting, and the big fella did us proud.
29-1, 29, 30.1, which allowed you to zip home in 25-8, and he seemed to be doing it very comfortably.
Yeah, obviously those middle fractions, helped us a lot, and he was quite settled for him. The last start over home, he got a bit fierce, and he was on the wheels, and he probably paid to his winning chances. But it was just good that he relaxed tonight, and he sort of wasn't really too keen on getting past Cam in front, but once he found the front, we got those easy fractions. I knew he'd have a good turn of foot, turn of home, but you still never know. But he went super. Strong
representation as far as the owners were concerned. They're back on the plane Sunday, so they certainly got their money's worth.
Yeah, that's it. They love the horse, and I think they haven't missed too many races, back home. So they were just as excited to come as I was, and they'll be back for the Inter-Dominions.
Speaking of the Inter-Dominion, what's the setup now between now and the first round?
We head up on Monday. Luke McCarthy's got a couple to go up. He's obviously already got a team up there now, but he's got a couple more to go. So, we'll jump on the truck with him on Monday morning and head up.
From the outset, as soon as you took your first breath, your papers were marked as far as harness racing was concerned.
It was, yeah. Like obviously, Granddad and Dad, they've had good horses over the years, and just bred and born and bred harness racing, so it was always going to take over eventually. Obviously did a bit of sport when I was a kid and that, but the racing was always going to take over.
Yeah, your grandfather Harry, your dad John, and John had a very smart trotter by the name of David Moss.
Yeah, he was exciting. He was, we were the same age growing up, so he didn't start racing until he was 6, and allowed me to sort of go to a few race meetings and obviously trip around, get a few trips to Auckland and Christchurch and whatnot. Obviously been from down south, so it was very exciting, and he was a good horse to watch.
And you make sure that your dad's colours still go around?
Yeah, they go around every now and then. I've got them registered as my second set over home, so every now and then I'll pull them out, and it's a lot of history in those colours, and very proud to wear them.
2014, you secured your first Group 1 win with a horse called Jack Adjusty.
Yeah, he was a lovely horse, high-speed horse. He just got the perfect run that day. He had a lot of turn, a good turn of foot, and we were sort of back most of the way and got a good drag into it, and he powered over top. So a very exciting time.
You also got a Group 1 trophy for Mark Purdon and Natalie Rossman. That must have been a thrill.
It was, I was lucky enough to drive Almac. She was, one of probably the better 2-year-olds at the time, and Natalie didn't go up, so I was lucky enough to drive her, and it was very exciting to go to Auckland and drive Group 1 for All Stars there. Unbelievable record, and they're great people to work for, and super time.
Jonny, how did you get involved with the All Stars?
There was one fella, James Stevens. He was flatting with us at the time, and he got home about 1 o'clock and for lunch, and he said, it's been a long morning doing track work, and I just sort of said, if they need a hand, let me know. And he came home the next day and said, turn up Monday morning, and you're on. So just little things like that. It was a great experience, and learned a lot, and like they're super trainers, and you try and pick up as much as you can.
At that time, the All-Stars, Mark Purdon and Natalie Rossman, Mark just had an endless supply of champions.
Yeah, they did, and they still do, and every year they seem to just step out another one, so very lucky to be part of that.
Over 700 winners. The 700th was rather special, a horse by the name of Moonlight Magic.
Yeah, she just a trotter we hadn't had for long, and just a change of scenery, and ended up taking her down south. So she won, and she was in Granddad and Dad's colours. So that was a special win.
You've always shown outstanding ability in the sulky, 2005 and 6 back-to-back titles as far as the New Zealand Junior Drivers' Championship.
Yeah, I had a good support base down home. Worked for Tony Barron and Ray Faithful, and obviously drove a lot of outside winners, drove outside horses and winners. So very lucky with the support I had down when I was a junior.
You also worked for Stonewall Stud, an outstanding organisation.
Yeah, they are. They put a lot of money into the game, and they got a beautiful barn, north and south, and I was lucky enough to, I think I worked there for about 18 months, and again, you learn a lot off good trainers, and they had lovely stock to work with, so again, just being a part of it was pretty exciting.
Working alongside of one of the outstanding drivers in New Zealand, Tim Williams.
Yeah, he's going super at the moment. Like I say, Stonewall got a good team around him, and he's always been a good driver. He drove a lot of winners for Mark and Nat as well, so obviously got to know him from working there, and great fella and a great driver.
These days, Johnny, what do you feel comfortable as far as the working numbers are concerned?
We do about a dozen at home. It's quite a good number. Obviously that varies with the racing or with the seasons, but 12's a good number. It's me and my dad do most of them, and then my partner Kim, she's got a couple of her own there too. So it works out pretty good.
Apart from harness racing, you're also very much involved with Blue September, tireless worker for that organisation.
Yeah, it's just one thing we got asked to do. A few of us got asked to do, and I think I've been doing it for the 3 or 4 years it's been running. So you just do any little bit you can to help causes like this. And we jumped out of a plane last year, me, Blair Orange, and Robbie Close at 18,000 feet. So probably a crazy thing to do, but it's just to raise awareness, I'm proud to be part of that.
Gets the pulse racing more jumping out of the aeroplane at that particular distance or skirting around Menangle at such a quick speed?
Well, yeah, it was a big thrill tonight. Like the big fella felt great, and like I said earlier, he got those cheek middle fractions, and he showed a great turn of foot up the straight. But it was pretty nerve-wracking jumping out of that plane, but I'd definitely do it again.
There's a brilliant harness racing family on your wife's side, Kimberly. She's the daughter of Anthony Butt.
Yeah. It's a great name in New Zealand racing, harness racing, even Australasia. Like, Answer's a tremendous driver, and he's probably one of the best going around. So, me and Kim, we've been together probably 10 years or so. So, we've got a great partnership going.
Lovely little daughter, Mackenzie, 4-year-old. Is she heading towards harness racing?
Well, I don't think she's got any other choice really, but we sort of try and keep her away as much as we can. But it's just like it's in the blood, so no doubt one day she'll start with the pony trots and then move on to the bigger horses. But I think she'll eventually get there.
And no doubt, Johnny, if you've ever had an issue in harness racing where there's a horse or two you just can't sort out, having Anthony to call on, one of the greats as far as Australasian harness racing is concerned, just a phone call away. Yeah,
that's it. Kim and Ants talk most weeks, and you can always quiz them on this or that, or might be driving or might be training. Anything he's more than happy to help out with. So it's great having him.
Johnny, congratulations on the win tonight by Pinseeker. Moving forward to the Inter-Dominion, there is a horse called Leap to Fame who was sensational again tonight, and Don Hugo, but no doubt Pinseeker is certainly going to flag the fly high for New Zealand. Yeah, I hope so. Like, it's going to be another big step up from tonight's race, obviously, but he sort of showed in the race at Cambridge that we were hitting the line pretty good. We sort of come over, we don't expect to beat those horses, but it's just more learning curve for me and for the horse, and just a trip away. Like, he just thrived off being in Cambridge, big trip up to Cambridge for him, and then so that sort of gave me confidence in coming over here, and he settled in really well at Luke's, and he showed tonight that he's got a good turn of foot. So we're going to need a lot of luck up there, and like I said, we don't expect to beat them, but it's just to be great to be part of the series. And how will he handle a rigorous Inter-Dominion campaign? I don't think it'll worry him too much. Back home, I've always sort of tried to space his races. He's been a big lean type of horse, but in the last 6 months he's really just turned the corner. And like I say, he raced at Cambridge the week before the race, and he went super both times. So it's going to be hard. They're going to be running true times, and it's one thing you got to go to find out. So we're halfway there. So head up on Monday, and we'll be ready. Johnny, once again, congratulations on the win tonight. Thanks for joining us, and good luck moving forward to the Inter-Dominion. Very good. Thank you very much.